Labor has accused the Prime Minister of failing to balance Australia's relationship with the United States and China. The criticism comes on the back of President Trump declaring Beijing is a threat to the world while meeting with Scott Morrison in the Oval Office. Political reporter Eliza Edwards has this story.
Questions about China are casting a shadow over Scott Morrison's first trip to the US as Prime Minister, particularly after President Trump's pointed comments on Beijing.
Obviously, China is a threat to the world in a sense because they're building a military faster than anybody.
Labor seized on the remarks, claiming the Prime Minister should have expected the US leader would take a hard line against China during the visit, arguing it's doing nothing to help improve Australia's relations with Beijing.
Look, I think it's a very awkward moment. Won't be an insignificant moment in Australian political history.
The Prime Minister has defended Australia's ties to both countries and says he's not troubled by the fact he hasn't been asked to visit China.
Well, of course we would go if there was an invitation to attend, but it's not something that is overly vexing us.
Why would Beijing have extended an invitation to an Australian Prime Minister over the last 2 or 3 years when our language and rhetoric towards China has been so bad?
Labor has also raised concerns about Australia potentially increasing its commitment to the Strait of Hormuz if the conflict between the US and Iran escalates. But government frontbenchers insist freedom of navigation remains Australia's focus and the coalition doesn't feel pressured to do more.
Of course, we'll make our own decisions.
Well, that's certainly where our commitment should end, and I welcome his statements on this matter. What we don't know, David, is what was said on all of these matters behind the scenes.
Dubbed the man of titanium by President Trump during their Oval Office talks, the PM might find his new nickname sticks when he returns from the US.
I think some of our colleagues, when the Prime Minister gets back home, might give him a bit of ribbing about being the titanium man, the man of titanium.
Eliza Edwards, Sky News, Canberra.